Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Miss Ileane, and today I want to talk to you about email marketing. Email marketing and the benefits of having an email list and growing an email list. And it's not really just about the list, it's about the community. It's about the community that you build as people come into the fold and they want to keep in touch with you. They want to hear what it is you have to say. And so they subscribe to your email list. So, and for that fact, just let me say right now that if you want, you can check out my link there up on my profile, and that will get you signed up to my email list. Now, why the topic of email list? When I first thought about this topic, I said, Ileane, you have a small list. You're not like an email marketing guru. And so people may not care what you think or how you do your thing. And then I remembered something. Hmm. For those of you who don't know, I do have a day job. And at my day job, I also do email marketing, and I've been doing it for over a decade. And so, yeah, I know a fair amount about email marketing. It's just a different niche, so to speak, and also a different demographic, which is super, super important. Now, the last um, time that I went live, and I actually pinned the replay of that live stream on my profile, and you can find that also on YouTube. I was talking about podcasting. Now, the reason why I mentioned that is because there is something very similar that I talked about podcasting that also applies to email. And that is that you have control. Having an email list means if you get shut down or banned on social media, and it happens a lot, I know, especially, well, I won't even say especially, every platform. It's happened on Facebook, it's happened on the platform you're watching me on now, it's happened all across the board, Instagram, you name it. People lose their accounts. They get banned or they get hacked, right? Even your website, you know, that could happen there as well. And so having that control with your email list, being the only person that gets to say what goes out. There's no gatekeepers that can say, oh no, you can't talk about this, or that's restricted, or you won't be able to know. It's your email list. And if you have the right email service provider, for example, I use Aweber, love, love, love Aweber. and but there's so many other popular ones out there. I've used Active Campaign, I've used Act On. A lot of people use ConvertKit. I've never had an experience with ConvertKit, but I hear it does great. Or even you can use like a Substack or a Beehive. All that doesn't matter. You can use a free one like Mailchimp. At this point, I don't care what you use. I just want you, if you're a content creator and you're using platforms like this one, there's always a risk. There's always a risk because you're not in control. So I want you to think about building an email list. So, like I said, this is one thing I do on my day job as well as at my own personal online community. So let me tell you just a little bit about what I do at my day job because that part isn't really important. We have memberships, and I am in charge of getting those members to renew their membership because every year they have to renew. And so sending out those notifications via email. Also, whenever there's something new going on, we like to bring in new members and we use email to do that. We use a couple of other tools as well, but I'm in charge of the email part. Okay. And so I wanted to make that clear. So that's one of the things that I do. In fact, tomorrow I'm sending out an email to, at this point, I think there's about maybe 10,000 people who haven't renewed, but that's because I email them once a month to remind them that they need to renew. Okay. And um, so starting in October, I started off with about close to 30,000 people. And so all those people that have renewed, like the 20,000 that have already renewed, and there's only about 10 left that still need to renew. So that's enough about the day job. I just wanted to give you an idea of the kinds of emails that I send. Now, what's really important is my email list. And once again, just go to my profile and you'll see the link. You can sign up there. I am not someone who is going to try to sell you a program every, week or anything like that. But I will say I am very, very proud of myself over the last year or so because I started email marketing years ago, but I was kind of inconsistent with it. But over the last year or so, maybe a little bit more than a year, every Tuesday morning my time, which is Eastern time zone, because y'all know I'm from Philly, right? Hey. Anyway, every Tuesday morning for over a year, my newsletter email goes out to my subscribers. And I'll give you some examples later of the kinds of things that I talk about and what my subscribers get to hear about. And so, all right, let's talk about some of the things that once you get your email up and running, we're kind of skipping around a little bit because I want to get to like the nitty gritty. You got your email list, you've got some people to subscribe because I know a lot of you who are listening to this, you're already at that point where you already have subscribers, you already have a list, and you might be like me, what I used to be before I was more consistent. You might be a little slacking, like, yeah, I haven't sent an email out in like 3 months or two. Here's what can help. And I know AWeber has this, but I think all the email service providers have this feature, which is having a template. Having a template. And you also want to have a general tone. Like, your email list, your subscribers, they are getting to know you, right? They're really, it's more of an intimate conversation that you're having with your email list because these people know who you are. They've already, if you use double opt-in, which I highly recommend, and I know AWeber recommends that too, they know who you are because they've signed up. Then they've also got an email to confirm that you really want to sign up, so they know who you are. They are interested, they are engaged, and they want to hear from you. So you probably want to have sort of a tone that you want to speak to your community in so that it makes it easier for you to be consistent and get that newsletter out. And it doesn't have to be once a week. It could be every other week. It could be every weekday. I wouldn't go beyond that. But because sometimes people overdo it. They get a little too gung-ho on the email and they wind up in the spam folder. But so figure out your cadence, what you can do, and so that you're delivering on that promise for people who sign up. And once again, similar to podcasting. I talked about podcasting the last time. And you need to know, like, what are you capable of? What can you put on your plate? So for me, it's once a week. And sometimes stuff comes up from one week to the next. And I just, like, I'm so tempted to just, like, let's just send an emergency newsletter. And then I say to myself, it might be important to me, but I'm not sure that it's important or urgent for my subscribers. Hence, social media, right? If you're on my email list and, you may have heard like some breaking news, because I specialize in digital media, right? So digital media means what's going on social media, what's going on video, what's going on with the platforms and things like that. So if you hear something that is going on and you're like, oh, I want to know what Ileane thinks about that, you probably could find that over on Twitter, or you may be able to connect with me in one of the many, many Facebook groups that I'm in, or even on Messenger. Or I may have done a short video about it on one of the platforms that accept short video, and y'all know what they are. I don't have to give y'all a list. Also, this is a good time for me to say that if you have any questions, go ahead and put those questions in so I can see them. And let me just make sure I'm not missing any. Let's just double check. Okay. I don't think I've missed any questions, but if you have one, and if you typed in a question and I didn't see it, please type it in again, and I'll be sure to be on the lookout for questions this time. All right. So you think about, you get a template that you like, so that the structure of what your email is going to be. Like for me, I like to have like a little greeting, and then maybe I recommend a piece of content. It could be a YouTube video, it could be a blog post, or what have you. And then I will go into more detail. So that's kind of my template, so to speak. All right. And then, I like to wrap things up towards the end, and maybe perhaps have some type of call to action for a follow-up of some sort. Just all depends upon what the specific email is about. And like I said, we're going to look at some examples. Well, I don't know if we're actually going to look at them. I'm going to try to show you or share with you some examples of the emails that I've sent out in the past, so you get an idea of the flavor. And if you want to get digital media updates, then you can sign up. And I do want to take a moment to say hello to everyone who's come in, and say thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you very, very much. And so, all right, you thought about your tone. And you also want to think about, and thanks for the follow. Thanks for anyone who's subscribing, following, etc. You want to think about your structure. Like I said, here's one thing I didn't mention, though. Are you going to promote offers? Like maybe you're someone who, let's just use an example. Maybe you sell digital products. Like you've got a checklist, you've got an ebook and so forth, or a guide, and a template on Notion or something like that, and maybe you're selling that. So, and consider that with your template and with your structure of your emails. And also, another plug for Aweber, if you do sell digital products, you can upload them directly to Aweber and sell them right from Aweber. You don't have to have them hosted on a website or anything like that if you don't have a website or if you don't have a checkout card or whatever. You can do that right through Aweber, which is another reason why I love them so much. Okay, so think about the style. Like I said, are you going to always have an image? Is it all text? Is there a lot of images? Every now and then, do you use emojis? Do you throw in a GIF? Y'all can call them GIFs, but it's GIFs. Do you throw in one of those every now and then? Which I know I try to do every now and then. And I like to every now and then put emojis, but I'm not emoji crazy. I might have emoji in the subject line. It just all depends upon the tone of the email. And also, is there something new that's going on? Now, with digital media, excuse me, I need to take a sip. Like in my case, there's always something new. Probably 3 products launched since I've been talking to y'all. Okay, so there's never something that runs out of, things that are new to talk about. But what's really relevant, once you get to know your community and they give you feedback, ask for their feedback. Ask how they like a specific topic. And then I'm also going to talk to you about checking your analytics. And in 1 minute, I'm almost there. You also want to make announcements. And thank you, Strawberry VR, Strawberry VR. Hey, thank you so much for all the love tapping on the screen. I truly, truly appreciate it. And so if you're doing meetings or workshops or webinars or whatever you want to call them, or maybe there's even in person events, you definitely want to announce that in your newsletter. Like I said, these people have signed up. They said they want to hear from you. So don't hold back. It doesn't mean you have to tell them every single thing you did from one newsletter to the next, but anything significant, especially if it's something that further helps nurture and build community, like an event or a meeting or a live stream or an online Twitter space or a Twitter chat. Anything like that is something that your community is going to want to hear from you. So you definitely want to include that in your newsletter and have all the particulars. Make sure that you consider that people are in different time zones. So when you say, "Oh, it's happening Tuesday at 3," you want to say what time zone, right? You know, because no matter what, no matter, even if you have a local um, Strawberry VR says, love the topic. Thank you so much. Even if you have like a local community, you still want to say the time zone just to remind people, because you you just never know. Someone may be traveling on that Tuesday, right? Then they got to remember, oh, yeah, it's 3 o'clock Eastern. I got to make sure that I adjust my notification, or whatever the case may be. Okay, you all know what I mean, but it's one of those things that we always forget to do. You say, I'm going live tomorrow at noon, and it's like, you gotta say what time zone. Whenever you announce any kind of time on the internet, whether it's vocally or in a tweet or uh, keep into consideration other time zones, even if you only say that it's Eastern or Pacific, whatever your time zone is, then people can do the math, right? But you just want to keep in mind, just never say time without saying the time zone that you're talking about. Okay? All right. So here we go. I promised a couple of things, and before I share with you one of my most popular emails that I sent out recently, I want to remind you that all you have to do is go to my profile. You know how to do that, right? Go to my profile, and you'll see how you can sign up for my newsletter. And it's ileanesmith.com/links. ileanesmith.com/links. Okay? So make sure you get on that list. All right, so let's talk about some example content. Now, I don't think I can flip the phone around, but my girl Janine, she's on here, and you can find her as Video for Bosses. And she always says, you gotta have a second device. So I've got my second device. Wait, hold my hand in front of the mic. So hold on, let me switch hands. Okay. So this, I'm just showing you as an example. Unfortunately, I'm not that I want you to read it, but I just want you to get an idea of when I was talking about templates and formats and this little AI um, image that I have in here. And there's a call to action button. And this particular email, so you'll know, was the subject line of this email was multiple. Wait a minute, let me double check. I have it on my computer. The hunt for multiple streams of income. And I did use a little emoji. I used a little coin bag with the dollar. You know that emoji, right? The coin bag with the dollar sign on it. Because I want y'all to get the bag. Yes. The hunt for multiple streams of income. And this was one of my most popular emails. It was sent on the 7th and of May. I'm sorry, the 7th of May, 2024. Yeah, I was talking about always saying the time zone. Yeah, remember to say the month and the year, because you never know. Somebody could be looking at this 2 years from now. And if you are looking at this in 2026, hey, find me. No, okay. So anyway, this was a recap of a Twitter space that I co-host along with my friend Deb Anderson, and she is Social Web Cafe, and that's her handle. And Deb Anderson and I have been doing these Twitter spaces, and we do them on the first Saturday of every month. However, we didn't do one yesterday because just a little technical difficulty. Well, actually, to be honest, full disclosure, my co-host wasn't feeling well, and so I honestly I wasn't prepared anyway. So I was kind of like, whew, But we all want Deb to feel better, and hopefully she feels better already. But she just didn't want to chance it, risk it. So it's okay. We'll do it next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. 3 p.m. Eastern on Twitter, and we'll be talking about funnels, which kind of segues into the email marketing. When you have your funnel, that's the key component of your funnel, is to get people on your list, right? So yeah, so we'll get into that, and Deborah's more of the expert on that than I am. Well, she will be when we have this conversation anyway. So this particular Twitter space that we did last first Saturday of the month, which was the first Saturday in May, we talked about multiple streams of income for bloggers. Now, Deb and I have known each other for a long, 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 long time. When I was more active blogging, Deb is still actively blogging. I don't blog as much as I used to, but I still have my blogs, though. They're still there. I just have to update them. I have a few blogs, but IleaneSmith.com is one of them. And so we talked about all these different tools and techniques that you can use for monetization of your content. Yes. And so that was really a great, well received email. And like I said, I'll just show you a little bit more of it, how the little, so you can see the structure. You know, we kind of went into detail, and it was fine for me to go into detail because I took great notes. Deborah led the conversation this on this particular Twitter space, but of course I contributed a lot because y'all can tell I like to talk. And I have a lot of expertise in this area as well. So we went into great detail during the Twitter space. And then at the end, I actually reminded people about Buy Me a Coffee and that they could sign up for Buy Me a Coffee as well. So once again, the multiple streams of income. So I just want to give you another an idea of another email that was popular. And here's the thing. I said I was going to talk about analytics, so now's the time. Reason I know these are popular is because I'm just looking at basic level analytics inside of Aweber. And I can't flip this around, and it's not that important. I can just tell you. Trust me, okay? I'm not going to lie. I can see my open rate. Now, I have a high open rate. And remember that I told you before that my list, I don't have that many subscribers. It's not like I have thousands and thousands of subscribers like I do at my day job. Now, we've got thousands and thousands of people on the email list. I don't have that, but it's okay. It's okay. But I still am looking at the percentages of the open rates, and that particular one got a 52% open rate. The hunt for multiple streams of income got 52% open rate. And so I'll just look at another one really quickly because I think there's another one that had, oh, yeah, I don't know if I want to talk about that kind of content here because I know that this platform is a little picky about the things you say, you know. I'm not trying to get cut off. I'm not trying to get cut off at the knees. All right, hang on. Let me get the preview of it up. I'm sorry. Direct link. There you go. Reimagine your video content with AI. That was the title of this. Oh, and this is also a recap of a Twitter space, I do believe. Well, I think we talked about the Twitter space, but the whole email was not a recap. Okay, hang on. Let's see if I can bring that one up so you can take a look at it. And what was it called again? Hang on, bear with me. Reimagine. And this one had a 50% open rate. And so here, let's just get an idea of what we talked about here. I did a lot more talking before an image. Finally, I talked about TubeBuddy in this particular email. And there was a little bit more about TubeBuddy. And there you have it. And then there was the recap of the Twitter space. And I talked about this tool that I use for Twitter Spaces repurposing, which is called Zealous. I love my tools. When you sign up for the newsletter, there's one thing that you'll know. I just warn you ahead of time. I love my tools. I'm not going to like bombard you with tools, but I will after I have used them, tried them. Like there's a lot of tools that I've tried that I'll never mention in the newsletter because either I didn't like them or I don't think they're a right fit for my community. So yeah, either the price may be too high or the UI of um, the user interface is not that great, or let's just say it's I'll just use this as an example, although this isn't true. Let's say it's a Facebook tool, and I know my community is not on Facebook. Although that's not true, I just use that as an example. I know my community is on Facebook, but I just don't talk about Facebook tools that much because Facebook. Okay, not gonna go down there. I did introduce my audience to a tool that I love, that I know is very popular with you all, and that is Benable. OMG, do I love me some Benable. And if you're not familiar with Benable, go to that link in my profile and you'll see the link to Benable to sign up for Benable. And you can skip the wait list when you use my link, Ileane.link/Benable. And you can curate lists of things that you like. And so that's where I will put all the tools that I may not even mention on the newsletter. I will put them on Benable. So if anything, I will add a link to one of my newsletters talking about, let's just say, I have a home office essentials list, right? Instead of me, because I work from home, so I definitely got a lot of experience with that. Instead of me bombarding my community with, that is, wait, Ileane, I love your content. Thanks for coming over to, yes, I've been here. I've been here. Thanks to this platform for allowing me to go live because that's my easiest way to, y'all just don't know. Oh, let me tell y'all a quick story. Let me write down what I was saying before. Oh, of course, I would drop my pencil. But I got another one right nearby. Don't want to forget to tell y'all about lead magnets. I had this great idea for a short video. And one of the things that I love to do each morning is meditate. So I was going to prepare like a little short, sort of like an introduction to meditation. And I was in my car, right? I literally was not driving at the time, but I opened up my notes app on my phone. And I have an iPhone, so it's the Apple Notes app. And I think I was in the parking lot. That's what it was. I went to Sam's Club. And as I was in the parking lot, I said, let me capture this idea. Now, I didn't want to do the video, but I wanted to like make my script, right? And I don't usually go off script, but this one was like, I got to get this idea because it's like, come on. So I talk into my phone and I'm saying the script. How come that thing didn't save? Or I don't know if it was no Wi-Fi right there where I was. Uh, and I can, it was short. It was like maybe a paragraph. Of course, I could do it again. But it's so much funner to go live. That's my thing. That's my flavor. I have a series, Learn to Live Stream with Miss Ileane. So this is my thing. I love, love, love live streaming. I have some notes written out here. See if you guys can see that. have some notes written out here of what I was going to talk about, and I just riff off the dome. I've been doing this for a long time. I started live streaming in 2012. I know I heard somebody say, I've been live streaming since 2017. I'm like, 2017? You came late to the game. I was live streaming when they didn't even have it on Facebook. Okay? Yeah, in fact, it was Google Plus. Yeah, most of y'all don't know about Google Plus, but that used to be a thing. So, before I digress back further down memory lane, let me bring it back. We're talking about email marketing. And even though I wanted to tell y'all that funny little story about, this video that I was going to make and I lost the whole script, that's why I don't do scripts. I want to back things up because I talked about the structure of your email. I talked about using templates. I recommended using Aweber. If you missed any of that, please watch the replay, and I will post a replay. I'm not going to let this platform stop me from posting my replay. Somehow, I'm going to get it out there. Lead magnets. That's what you really need to start with. And this is going to help you, okay? So a lead magnet would be something like, and I mentioned earlier, like it could be a checklist or it could be an ebook, but you don't want to make it too long, like maybe 5 pages or something like that. It could be a planner. It could be, depending upon the topic that you talk about, you want to make sure that it's something that your potential subscribers need. Think of something that you needed last year that you didn't know that you know now. Right? Make a lead magnet out of it. Okay? And this is how you start to build your email list. So, for example, I'll talk about my lead magnet. So, when you sign up to my list, you're going to get this. Well, you're not going to get this. You're going to get the digital file. But, and I know it's backwards. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what it says. Before you hit record, the complete guide for producing winning video content. Okay? And I think I need to change the picture of me on the cover here. But, I take you through creating the scene and planning a strategy. Of course, I'm going through it randomly. This is not the order. Selecting the gear. And, I don't go too deep into the gear because you could do like what I'm doing right now. Use your phone. Your materials that you'll need. All this stuff. Plan of action. All this is in my lead magnet. And I've had checklists. I have a YouTube Live checklist as a lead magnet. I've also used a lead magnet that compared YouTube Live versus another platform going live on. And hey, maybe I'll make one of going live on this platform compared to something else. Who knows? You just never know with your girl. Because, didn't I tell you earlier, I have a series, Learn to Live Stream with Miss Ileane. And this is not new to me. I'm just new streaming here. But I enjoy it. I have enjoyed your company. I haven't seen any questions coming in about email marketing, but I'm going to once again encourage you to think about email marketing. So if this is the first time, like, I don't see a lot of people on here talking about it. Maybe that's just the circles that I hang in. But I don't want you to think of it as being like this big, monumental thing. I want you to think about it just like you make a video. When you prepare a video, you're thinking to yourself, who's going to watch this video? Or what can I do to get people to watch longer? or how can I be funny or entertaining? It's the same thing. It's just in a written format. And there are so many tools out here these days to take whatever it is you're saying in your video or even to describe whatever it is you're doing in your video. It's so many tools. I wouldn't even try to make a list of all the tools. And, a lot of them are free that you can use to translate your video, or even if it's not the specifics of your video, it could translate your message that you're trying to get out into, and it could just be like 2, 3 paragraphs. Boom. That's your email. That's your email. Take advantage of email because, hey, you never know. Platforms come and go. Baby, let me tell you about this. This platform, for some reason, this platform came to my mind just now because I loved this platform. It was called Huzza. Huzza. No, I got to write that down. Huzza. Huzza. It was a live streaming platform. Oh my gosh, they added all the bells and whistles that we wanted. They were very keen to discuss with the community and find out what is it that we should add? What features would you like? And oh, you want to embed the videos on your website. You want to have guests on all the stuff, all the things. They got acquired by Kickstarter. And boom, favorite little live streaming platform, gone with the wind. There was another one. It was called Firetalk. I mean, it was almost as good as Huzza. It wasn't as good because we didn't have that direct connection with all the people that worked there. You had direct connection with like the community manager, but Huzza, the actual developers would get on there and talk to us and stuff. And, we would have a good time. We had great rapport. Fire Talk, it was more like the community, like the person that they hired to talk to the people. That's what we would be talking to. But they were fine. I'm not knocking that. That's better than nothing. That's better than nothing. Because some platforms, I'm not going to name any names, but some platforms, you never get to talk to anybody on the platform. Do y'all have an idea who or what I might be referring to? But Fire Talk was another one. We asked for features, they build the features for us. We have just what we wanted. We could build our list. I mean, we could take tips and all the good stuff. Gone. Just gone. I don't even remember the legacy of, they took features away. They said they were restructuring. Whatever. All I'm saying is don't rely on platforms. I don't care what platform. One of my favorite platforms of all time. I'm not going to say the name because if you know me, you know. If you don't know, you'll find out. I don't rely on it. That's why I have an email list. Now, I have a whole lot more subscribers there than I do on my email list, but that's okay. I just keep going. I just keep, and like I said, it's about community. Because even though I may have a lot of subscribers on a certain platform, when I do a video, not that many of them show up. So maybe they just subscribe because they thought, oh, this is cool. I'll just subscribe. But I just told you I'm getting like 50% open rate on my emails. So I know the people who subscribe to my email list are engaged. And another reason why I know, because here's something you can do on email that you can't do on any other platform. I promise you. You can go into your email back end, and I know all the email service providers let you do this. And you can say, if someone hasn't opened my email in the last 90 days, or I don't know, whatever you want, 180 days, however you feel comfortable, take them off my list. You can't do it. If somebody subscribes to you on any social networks, or even if they're following you, whatever, depending upon the network, whatever the dynamics are, you got this big number, right? Because you hear it all the time. People say, this person got 1 million followers and only 30 comments on their posts. Because you can't get rid of those 1 million followers that don't really care about you. They just follow because, I don't know, maybe you were using a tool. Maybe it was just one little video you had that went viral, or whatever. Maybe you're cute. I don't know. Maybe you got nice abs like me. I do have nice abs. They're just kind of hidden. So, you know, I can see how many people, not only how many people, if I want to, I can see all the specific people who open my email. I can see the specific people that click on a specific link or take an action. Okay? So this is what I mean about control and the benefits of email marketing. You don't get that on any social platform. You just don't. You might see who commented, you might, but you don't have a list of these are all the people that didn't show up, that never comment, that never gave you a like. You don't see that list. Because, no offense, but I say, kick them people to the curb. Doesn't mean that you didn't wish for the best. It didn't work out. They got too busy. Life be lifing, right? Life be lifing. And people may have the best intentions when they subscribe or they follow or they get on your email list or they whatever. But that doesn't mean they're connected to you at the hip. They got their own stuff that they're pursuing. They don't spend their whole, content consuming time being focused on you, or maybe they do. Maybe you're just that good. I've been seeing, because I'm a Twitter person, I was seeing on Twitter Mr. Beast. Yeah, Mr. Beast, and he's on Twitter, absolutely. And he's got a new tool out, but this tool showed that he now has the most subscribed channel on YouTube. He passed T Series, and now he has the most, I think it's 26 million, a whole lots of million. I don't know how he does it. I ain't never watched a Mr. Beast video. Don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against Mr. Beast. I just never watched none of his videos. None of his videos. Oh, maybe I got that wrong. I shouldn't have said 26 million. 266 million? Yeah, that's a lot of people. I bet you he don't get 266 million views on each video. Then again, maybe he does. I don't know, because I don't watch his channel. But I love the fact that he was smart enough to look beyond the platforms. That's why I brought him up. Okay? I have a very favorable view of Mr. Beast, even though I don't watch his videos. I know that he has gone beyond just creating content. He's got a product, well, more than one product. You know, you can buy the Feastables, you can buy the burgers, even though he's trying to end that contract because I hear about this on one of the podcasts I listen to. He's, I don't know what kind of merch he's got. He's probably got all kinds of merch and stuff like that. And I know he does a lot of good. He helps people. He uses his platform for good. But he looks beyond that platform. And I'm sure he's got some kind of email list, even if it's an email list for each one of his products. Like you buy some Feastables from his website, he got your email, right? However it goes. I don't know his business model, but I know he is smart enough to look beyond the platforms. And I don't want anybody here to get heartbroken like I was. I don't get heartbroken anymore, be honest with you. Like any platform right now can go away, like how Twitter has changed around from day to night. I don't care. I'm still there because I always loved Twitter. Twitter was my number one. When I say my number one, my first love, not my never been my number one, but it was my first love with social media because I signed up to LinkedIn, but I didn't like LinkedIn. That was the first network that I actually ever signed up for was LinkedIn, and then Facebook because it was one of those high school reunion kind of things. Somebody got my email address or whatever, and they said, "Hey, I started a LinkedIn," and then they quickly decided to do it on Facebook. We're talking back in 2009, okay, 2008, 2009. So I had LinkedIn, didn't do anything with it. I do stuff with it now for my day job, but when I started using Twitter, at first I thought it was dumb. Oh my God, I thought Twitter was the dumbest thing. Like, I don't care what you had for lunch. But then I got a blog, my first blog. Oh my God. Sorry, low battery, so I better get off of here. We'll have to save that story of my first blog for the next time we meet. But just to say that, you know, any of these platforms can go away and I'm going to be okay. I have my email list, and you know, I could export it at any time if I ever decided to use another email service provider, which I would not do. But you know, you never know; things happen, right? And so I want you all to just think, even if you don't take any action today, you don't have to, but you can subscribe to my list. And I gave you a sampling of what kind of stuff I talk about in the digital media newsletter. And that link is in my profile. So I want you to go ahead and check it out. But even if you don't start your newsletter today or your email list today, I want you to I'm planting the seed. I'm planting the seed. I am planting the seed in your mind right now so that you know you need to have control. Can somebody tap the screen for that? Can I get an amen? You need to have control. All right? I learned a long time ago. Thank you. Somebody did tap the screen. Thank you. That's got to be Wade. Thank you. Thank you. I learned a long time ago that when you're on a platform and you're putting out content on a platform and you say, yeah, but it's free, that means that you are the product Always remember that. The platform is giving you a free space to put your content out there. Not because they like you, but because you're bringing people to their platform. Stop doing that. No, I don't mean stop doing that. I mean, stop doing that without building your email list. All right? I want you to build your own platform. You never know. One day you might be selling Feastables or Waitables or Ileanables. Because I got some stuff I could sell. I don't know. What could I sell? I'll think of something. Mr. Rodney, my friend Mr. Rodney, he's in there cooking. Whatever he's in there cooking, I could, trust me, I could package that up and sell that right now on the street. Because my baby, he can cook. So, but I'm not sharing it with nobody. All right, y'all. I just had to have a few laughs with y'all before I go. And here's what I always say. When I start my videos, I always say, hello, beautiful people. And it doesn't matter if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're non-binary, you are beautiful. You have a beautiful message that you need to get out to the world. Wade says, I appreciate your honesty and thank you for your TikTok live. You're welcome, Wade, and I appreciate you for being such a great supporter. And, you know, just I can just tell that you're a awesome person. And, you know, we're drawn to each other, not just Wade and myself, but we are drawn to each other because you have a beautiful spirit, because you have a beautiful message. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman or you're non-binary. I want you to always, and this is how I always end my videos, I want you to always stay beautiful.